arkadaşlar, hepiniz IFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün İngiltere'de hukuk eğitimi için tüm sorularınızı yanıtlamak üzere Bournemouth University'den Nuria ve Alison bizlerle olacak. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede Questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Nuria, the stage is yours now.
Thank you, Zeynep, and welcome to everyone to Bournemouth University webinar. And today we are going to talk about our LLM programs. And I am very pleased to be here with you today, but also to introduce one of our senior academics, Dr. Alison Cronin, who is the program leader for the LLM programs, and she's going to talk to you about the content of and the structure of all our programs as well. And today we have prepared for you a presentation, and after Alison's presentation, I'm going to talk to you about general stuff about Bournemouth University as well. And I know that some of you may have applied for Bournemouth University, so it will be a very good opportunity for you to find out more about the program and get to know our academics as well. And for the ones that are new and to Bournemouth, I hope this will be a fantastic opportunity for you just to find more about the university, the location, and also the variety of programs that we offer. And you will see in the platform there is a question, a chat room. Please feel free to ask us any questions. At the end of the presentation, we will go through the questions and trying to find to answer as many as we can. And just bear in mind, because I am going to be sharing my screen, and whilst I'm sharing my screen, I will not be able to see the questions. So I will be reading the questions at the end of my talk. So I will see you later. I'm just going to share my screen so Alison is able to see her slides as well. Okay, so just bear with me. Alison, are you able to see the slides?
I can see the slides. Thank you, Nuria.
Thank you. It's over to you.
Thank you very much. And first of all, on behalf of all of my team on the LLM in Bournemouth, can I just say a big hello and thank you so much for attending this evening. It's a real privilege to be able to speak to you and to let you know a little bit about what we're doing on our LLM programme, but also I hope to give you a flavour of who we are and why we're so passionate about what we do at Bournemouth. So just to walk through then the LLM programme, I'm the programme leader for the International Commercial Law course, Intellectual Property, Public International Law and International Tax Law. All right, so those are the 4 courses that we're concerned with. And if we can move on, please, Nuria. That's lovely. So I suppose the first thing to say to you is that, you know, this is oh, we've skipped on an extra one.
Sorry, Alison.
That's lovely. It's no problem, no problem.
Just bear with me
so
because
this is
sometimes there's, sorry, just bear with me because sometimes there is some time differences.
No, that's perfectly all right. And you're happy for me to continue?
Yes, please. Sorry about this.
No, it's fine. So yes, it's a conversion masters. So you don't need to come to Bournemouth to do your LLM with an existing or previous law degree. And what we do then, in order to assist you if you're making that transition from a different discipline to the law discipline, we offer you a very comprehensive introduction at Bournemouth, where we talk to you about legal researching skills. We do sessions with our librarian. She is a subject librarian. She only deals with law. So we show you around our library, around all of our databases. We show you how to use them. For those of you who are unaccustomed to writing legal work, legal essays and so on, we offer you help with your legal writing and your other legal skills. So as we welcome you to Bournemouth, there's a real support package for those of you who are making the transition from a different discipline, and also for those of you who might have studied law but are looking to, polish some of those skills. So we'll really support you when you arrive. In terms of the courses themselves, we offer, it's either a 12-month course or 16 months, and that's full time. The length of the course depends on the month that you start. So for example, if you start in September, you will have the first semester where you study your semester 1 units. You'll have your second semester where you complete the taught units. And then in the third semester that we've just entered now, you will work on and complete your dissertation. So that's your signature piece. And you will complete then your work in August. If, however, you're a January starter, you'll do the course over 16 months rather than the 12 months, because what will happen is you'll do your semester 2 subjects, you then have the break over the summer, you come back in September for your semester 1 units, and then in January you start your dissertation piece as your third semester. So depending on your start date will determine whether you're with us for 12 months or for the 16 months. What I can tell you is that you will be taught and you'll be working with very high profile lecturers. We have extensive work experience and also research experience. So some of us come from a professional background. I, for example, am a barrister. I have colleagues who are also or were practicing as barristers and solicitors, but all of us now have entered into academia. We all have doctorates, so we've all got our PhDs, and you'll see if you look us up on our internet that our profiles will show that we have extensive research experience. We're working at national, at international level, and that research part is an extremely important part of what we do. And we pride ourselves on being a research-led education provider. So much of what we're doing with you is informed by our own research. Perhaps more excitingly, and if I move down to the box on the left-hand side at the bottom, which says professional guest speakers, what I'd like to do is to expand on that, because that is only a very small part of what we're doing. Something very close to my heart is, particularly post-COVID and after the horror and the trauma of lockdown, it's very close to my heart that we all come together as a community of lawyers at Bournemouth. And so the master's provision is just one element of the whole law provision. So we have, in addition, a very large undergraduate law degree, and we have other postgraduate law degrees going on as well. Now, you're only concerned with the LLM, the master's, but what is important to me and to us, to my students, is that we are part of the much wider law community. And so what I've been doing, I've been working hard to establish very strong links with all of our law students and all of our law colleagues. And the way that I've established this is through weekly events where we all come together and we share our interest and our passion in law. So what we do, we come together and we share our research. So for example, in this last semester, we've been talking about the research that we undertake as individuals. And also we've been focusing on our research methodology. What legal research methodology are we using? But this is going to be expanded this year, so you will be welcomed into this law community. And what we're looking to do is to do much more within the wider law community and to make extensive connections and build on our existing connections in practice. So to continue to bring in professional guest speakers and to network with the law profession. All right. So whilst what you're undertaking is an academic degree, of course, we recognise that for many of you, your future aspiration is in practice. All right. So we've established this wonderful law community. It's a very vibrant community. It's very popular. We turn up, we share some food together and some drinks every week, and we have a space to share our passions. As a community, we also have our own law review. So it's a peer-reviewed journal. And again, we encourage our students to be submitting pieces of work that they're interested in to that law journal for publication. Always great for the CV in the longer term. And we also, for example, have our BU Law Society, which again has very strong links with the profession and the junior solicitors and barristers in our local community. So I'm delighted to say that I am still standing after last night's Law Society ball. And we had a super dinner together to celebrate the end of semester 2. We attended in our ball gowns and our finery, and at one of the top hotels in Bournemouth, we had a super meal together, and local solicitors came and joined us, as did local barristers, and we had a very eminent judge come to speak to us. So I'm patting myself on the back for still being standing and able to do this today. So if you come to Bournemouth, you will be very much a part of a much wider law community. What I can also talk to you about as a part of law is our Centre for Intellectual Property Policy and Management, and that is one of our most preeminent research centres. And if you wanted to look up CIPM, we call it for short, on the internet, you'll find plenty of information there about the very high level, very important projects that CIPM undertake, which of course is largely down to the reputation of the academics at Bournemouth. So for example, we undertake projects for the EU International Property Office, the UK International Property Office, and we have funding from many prestigious funders. Excuse me. I'll talk to you a little bit more about some of the other research we're doing as we go along, but I thought I'd mention CIPM there. And while we're talking about intellectual property, there's a note here. This is the final box on your screen. The LLM in IP offers accreditation. This is with the professional bodies for intellectual property, specifically for patent attorneys and trademark attorneys. So I can see a thumbs up coming here. It's very vocational, it's very professional, and it's suited to students who are already practicing in IP. Okay, so it's a very high level, but if that is sounds that it's suitable for you, that's something that you know, you would be able to do, and to gain your accreditation with the PG cert in IP. Thank you, Nuria. Can we go on to the next slide, please? Okay, so the learning environment and assessment. Actually, in terms of the learning environment, we've skipped on a little bit. I'll wait for the slides to go back. And one more, and another one. Ooh, and another one.
Alison, sorry, is this one? Alison? Alison? Hello? Hello? Hello? Well, I think maybe we have lost Alison.
Yes, it looks
Zeynep?
like Alison lost her connection. I'm just looking. She is online. I will send an invite again.
Okay, so sorry about that. That is the new technology, and usually these things happen. So what I can do is actually, whilst we wait for Alison to come back to us, what we can do is I'm going to show you the end of the presentation, which are my slides, so I can tell you a little bit more about the university whilst we're waiting for Alison to come back to the platform as well again. So just bear with me. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Hopefully you will be able to see this. Zeynep, can you please confirm if I'm sharing my screen?
You stopped sharing. Could you please share again, Nuria?
Okay. Okay. I think, can you see now?
Yes, we can see.
Oh, perfect. Sorry about that. So basically, for those of you that don't know where Bournemouth University is, we are located in a town called Bournemouth. And as you can see in the map, in the left-hand side, we are in the south coast of England. And Bournemouth has a population of over 185,000 people. It's a very popular tourist resort and famous for its 12 kilometers of sandy beaches. And as one of the first choice destinations for tourism, the place is very cosmopolitan, international town, and attracts quite a lot of people nationally, but also internationally. And the town becomes very much alive during the good weather, particularly now in spring and in the summer, and obviously because it's one of the first choice destinations. It's what we call, or I could actually say that it's more like a university student town. So it has plenty of things for students to do, offers plenty of entertainment. If you are into sports, particularly water sports, Bournemouth will be the best place for you to go to. And of course, because we are in the south, we enjoy fantastic weather as well in comparison to other areas in the UK. The location is very good. It's only 2 hours far away from London by train or by coach, and we also have our own international airport with flights to major destinations in Europe, but also in Turkey. I think Bodrum and Antalya, you can fly directly from Bournemouth International Airport. So what we are as a university, we were established in 1992 and we specialize in professional oriented programs. And what I mean by that is that we ensure that every time that we build or we develop a new program, the students have the opportunity to develop those skills that employers are looking after. And that means that it's a very practical university. In all our undergraduate programs, students have the opportunity to do or to undertake an internship. It could be between 15 days to 1 year. Also at master programs, in the masters, in most of our masters, the students have the opportunity as well to undertake this placement. As you heard from Alison, she was mentioning it before during her presentation, the importance and the emphasis that the university put in the practical side of it. So the students become more employable in the future. In recent years, we have undertake 250 million investment in our facilities, buildings, and also in our academia. So if you decide to join Bournemouth University, you will be using fantastic facilities. And in both campuses, we have two, Talbot and Lansdowne campus. And Lansdowne campus is located, is where the law department is. And you will probably be studying the Executive Business Center, which is located in the town center. It's only 5 minutes far away from the beach. It has all the communities, commodities and shopping centers near the area. It's a medium-sized university, 17,500 students, and 2,800 are international from over 135 different countries. And it's very popular for Turkish students, and we have over 100 students from your country. But we will welcome any other students, more students from Turkey. So in terms of ranking, we have done quite well, and in the national rankings in the UK, the Bournemouth University has been 26 places up in the Times Good University Guide, which is a very important source just to provide with the rankings. Also 17 places up in the Guardian University Guide. When we are looking at the world rankings, we are top 400 universities in the world, and also we are in the top 70 young universities in the world under the 50 years of age category. I know that some students, particularly the Ministry of Education sponsor students, they will be looking at the universities that are in the top 400 best universities in the world, because that is one of the entry requirements for them to get able to get a sponsorship. So just to let you know that Bournemouth meets the criteria. So in terms talking about criteria, but this is about academic criteria. If you decide to join us, you will need a bachelor's degree with a specific grades from Turkey. The minimum is a GPA 2.5, as Alison was mentioning before during her presentation. Our programs are conversion programs, and what it means is that we will consider students with a bachelor's degree in different disciplines. You don't need to have a law background to study in our LLM programs. You also need an English qualification to join us, and we do accept IELTS 6 overall with 5.5 in each component or equivalent. This could be a TOEFL, which is the American English exam, or Pearson, the password test as well. Also, something that is very unique to Bournemouth University is that we do consider students that have studied 4 years bachelor's degree in English from we will consider that English instead of IELTS. So that is a very good opportunity for you if you have studied your university in or your bachelor's degree in English. If you decide to join us, you need to apply through a direct application, and you can find this in each of the programs in our websites in the main web pages, and is free to apply. And you will need to send us the copy of the transcripts and the bachelor certificate if it's available. If you are still in the third year, obviously you will not have the certificate, but you can still send us the 3 years bachelor's 3 years transcripts that you may have. Also, you will need to upload, if it's available, the English qualification and one reference letter. It could be from an academic or a professional letter. We will consider both of them. And your personal statement that needs to support your application, and is part of the application form, and your CV as well. So in terms of tuition fees, all our LLM programs cost about £14,500, and we estimate the living cost to be at Bournemouth between 10,000 to 12,000. That includes accommodation as well. So you are expecting to save and to have £25,000 minimum, depends on your living cost, obviously, just to study 1 year master program. This is approximately 537,000 Turkish liras. We do understand that it is very expensive to study in the UK. We're trying to support our Turkish students as much as we can, and we provide them with we can provide you with scholarships, and we have a limited number of scholarships for those students that have achieved a GPA of 2.8 out of 4, and you will receive a £3,500 fee discount, but also this can be combined with the opportunity scholarship, which is £1,000 to £1,500. That will depend on your personal profile. This doesn't depend on your academic background. So in total, you could have £5,000, and this is a combination of 3,500 plus 1,500, the opportunity scholarship, to be able to pay your fees. We allow students to pay in 2 installments, and if you are serious to consider to study with us and you apply to Bournemouth University, just bear in mind that you will need to pay £3,000 deposit to secure your place. So this is all I wanted to cover from me. I cannot see if Alison has come back.
Can you hear me, Nuria?
Oh, I can hear you. I'm glad that you managed to connect back.
So am I.
Don't worry, Alison, these things happen. So what I'm going to do, Alison, I'm going backwards to your slides,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we will be able to pick up from there. Okay. So this is, I
Thank
think,
you.
the slide that you
That's
were,
it.
yeah,
That's,
okay.
I think, and apologies, everyone. The joys of the internet and why I like face-to-face teaching and having everyone close on campus. So I'll just pick up then about the learning environment. Nuria was talking about the number of international students and particularly the number from Turkey that come along. And I'd just like to say that on the LLM, it is predominantly an international cohort. So it's really vibrant, very exciting, with so many different students from so many different countries. It makes for some really good discussion, bearing in mind, you know, this is an international law courses. So yeah, it's a great learning environment, and you will bring much to it, I'm sure. So having said that, at this level, of course, it's all about, you know, critical thinking and, you know, in terms of the IP subjects, thinking about design and so on and so forth. But what we do, we teach in small classes. So the cohort is usually in total about 60 students, and that's across the 4 courses. All right, so for each discipline it is a, you know, very small number, so there's a high level of personal tuition and supervision and guidance, so you'll get to know your lecturers very well indeed. Okay, and I've just given an indication of the range of the student nationalities there. In terms of your assessment, actually, most of the units that you study are assessed by one piece of coursework. So you study all term. During that semester, we offer formative assessments. So you might be giving presentations in your seminar. You'll certainly be producing work to share and discuss in your seminars. And then at the end of it, you've got your formal assessment, which tends to be a piece of coursework. There are some exceptions to that. So, for example, the professional qualification for trademark attorneys and patent attorneys. And there are exams for the taxation subjects. But in addition to that, we work and assess through case studies, for example, group and individual work, and of course some presentations in class. So it's a fairly gentle form of assessment that we fully prepare you for along the course of the semester. So if we can move on, Nuria, I'm just going to walk quickly through what you will study on each of these different pathways. So on these slides, and you'll be able to refer back to these slides, of course, what you'll see in the pink column is the January term, and then we've got the September term in the bluey green column. And you'll see at the top, you've got the subjects that you have to take. So there's no option. These are core units that you will study. So in January, Law of International Commercial Transactions. And then starting in September, you will definitely study Regulation and Policy of International Commerce. But you'll see there's a good selection of options there for the other 2 units that you will study each term. So you come along and you choose at the outset which of those options you'd like to take. So you'll see the same if we move along, Nuria, to the next slide on intellectual property. you'll see that in the January term, actually it's all options. So you can choose what you want to study, although the bottom two, the patent attorney and trademark attorney routes, are suited to people already practicing. And then in the September term, you've got your one core unit, international and comparative intellectual property. And then you've got a choice there from the other subjects. And if we can move on, please, Nuria. It's the same with tax. So in the January term, you've got 3 core units that you must study. In the September term, there is 1 core unit. And again, you've got a good choice of other units that might particularly interest you that you want to supplement those core units with. And moving on, the LLM in public international law then, again, you'll see the core units and the choices. And I spoke a little bit earlier about CIPM, the research centre that we have for intellectual property. If we're talking about public international law, you might just want to look up Dr. Melanie Klinkner, and her name will come up on a slide in just a moment. She's been doing in this area some really important work of international, global value. So she started off by writing her seminal book, The Right to Truth in International Law, but she's now the author of the International Protocol, which is described as the Bournemouth Protocol on Mass Grave Protection. And she's also got another major project on at the moment into missing persons. And what we really encourage at Bournemouth is that students engage with us in our research and that we work together with students with these various outputs. So in relation to the current project that's being undertaken on missing persons, Melanie is certainly inviting students to contribute to that important project. Okay, so finally, and this is your final semester. So you have your taught units in the first 2 semesters, and then the 3rd semester is over to you. This is really for your signature piece, if that makes sense. You will choose what topic you want to write a dissertation on. We offer help and support for the writing of the dissertation itself, how it should be constructed, what it should look like, you know, what the format is. We also offer you help with your methodology for this, because we understand that some of you won't have attempted a dissertation or a research project in the past. All right, so again, we prepare you fully to undertake this individual piece of work. But through the course of this work, you have assigned to you your individual supervisor who specialises in your area of law, and you have the traditional supervisor student relationship. So you're supervised throughout your research and your completion of your dissertation. Okay, now that's worth 60 credits. So the whole LLM is 180 credits, and this big piece of work, your piece of work, is worth 1/3 of that. So yes, and as part and parcel of those introductory sessions, again, we make sure that you're up to speed with the legal research, the databases, how to cite in law, and your presentation skills, and so on and so forth. So finally, I just want to introduce you, and I'm sorry this is just names and not photographs and blogs and everything else, but I thought that by offering some names, you would be able to have a look at those of us who comprise the teaching team and get a feel for our real expertise in this area. So Dr. Sarah McEwen, then, she deals with commercial law, as does Dr. Anakin Akpan. So for those interested in commercial law, look for Dr. Akpan and Dr. McEwen. For those of you interested in intellectual property, you may already recognise the name Professor Dinusha Mendes. She's very well-known academic in this area. We also have Dr. Lingling Wei, Professor Maurizio Borghi. So it's a very strong team on intellectual property.
Alison?
It looks like Alison has lost her connection again.
Okay. I think that was the end of her presentation anyway. I might have done my slides. So I'm going to end sharing my screen. And so I can come back. Disable. Okay. So I can come back to the chat and also the questions. And just give me a second, because whilst I was, thank you, I can see the thumbs up. I haven't been able to look at your questions because I was sharing my screen. So just I'm going to read them very quickly, so I will be able to answer as many as we can. We have still like 15 minutes, so hopefully I will be able to answer that. I have a question in here with regards to the deadline for application, and thank you for this, Volkan. Basically, we don't have a deadline as such, but just bear in mind the visa times, and so the university will stop processing applications that are not already in the system, probably from the middle of August. More than anything, is because we want you to get your visa on time and to join us. So you have until 15th of August to apply. And if you are really interested, I will suggest you to send me an email so I could prioritize your application. Otherwise, it would be maybe difficult for the admissions team to process application on time. Okay, thank you, Merve Yilmaz, for your question. We approximately you will need about £25,000 per year, and that includes everything. That includes your fees and your accommodation, and also your living expenses. We know that it's expensive, and if you have a good GPA, you will be able to get £3,500 fee discount, and also you could be awarded with the opportunity scholarship. If any of you are interested in that, I am part of the panel, so you just need to send me an email. And if your application is already in the system, I will be looking at your student profiles, and I can provide you with some more discount. But at the moment, that is if it's based in your GPA. So if you have a GPA of 2.8, you will be able to get automatically £3,500 discount. So in terms of expenses, it will depend on your background. Faisa, thank you for your question as well. There is some PhD programs available for students in different areas. Hopefully, if Alison is able to connect back, she can tell you a little bit more about the opportunities available at PhD level. The best thing to do is going to our website, have a look at the PhDs that are available. You can do it in 2 different areas, or you can send us your proposal with the background of you have studied and the area that you want to develop, and we will be looking at our faculty and department to see if we have an academic able to support you during your studies, or if it's an area that we have the expertise. And so that is in one way that you can apply for a PhD. The other way is that we have different PhDs available, subject areas that the university wants to develop and do some more research. And but that area is basically listed and available in our website. So have a look at it, and it will depend on the area that you want to develop. Okay. No, there is a question with regards to the age limit when applying. We don't have any age limitation, so you can apply as long as you are 18 years old or more. So that is fine. So you are welcome to applying to the university. We don't look at the at the age of our applicants. Okay, with regards to the English qualification, as I mentioned in one of our in my slide, you will need 6.0, basically 6 overall, with 5.5 in each element in IELTS. However, if you have studied your bachelor's degree and graduated within 2 years from coming to Bournemouth University, if you have studied in English, we may exempt you from IELTS. So we may accept that qualification as an English entry requirement. So I hope, Ada, that this answer your question. I can see as well some more questions in the chat, I think. Just let me check very quickly. Okay. No, I think that is all the questions I have from the questions chat. And so hopefully it's been useful, this webinar. And please send us an email if there is anything that you would like to know about the law department or about the university. Either Alison or myself will be able to answer that. The presentation will be available in the website, and you are welcome to watch it again, and probably you will receive an email from the IFTF, but also from Bournemouth University with the link to the webinar in a few days' time. So so please have a look at it. And we hope that despite all the problems that we have with the technology, you have been able to get all the information that you needed. I think we managed in one way to do it. Oh, I think we actually recovered Alison. Oh, that is brilliant, Alison. Thank you ever so much for trying again.
I've been very trying. Yes, I've tried repeatedly. I'm just glad that I've managed to come in just in the last moments, just to thank everyone for attending today. And just to reiterate what Nuria is saying, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please do get in touch and we'd be delighted to speak to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Alison. I would like also to take the opportunity to thank you, a big thank you, because I know that you are very busy. You are working in research paper, and you've been very busy, and this is an extra thing that we ask you to do. So I'm sure that the students that are watching today will appreciate your time, and will appreciate a fantastic presentation that you have done, and very well presented, and also the information that you have given to the students is just fantastic. So thank you for your time.
I've always got time for students, always.
Thank you, Alison.
That's what it's all about. It's the students and the lawyers of the future. It's you lot that's going to make a difference in this world. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
thank you
well,
very much.
I think this is the end also from from us. And I would like also to thank Zeynep and the IFT team for organizing this webinar for us. But also I would like to thank the students, for engaging with us and for attending the webinar. So hopefully we will welcome you at some point in the future.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Nuria and Alison. It was very informative for the attendees, and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too.
Thank you. Thank you. So bye-bye to everyone. Hopefully we will see you soon.
Yes, also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Bournemouth Üniversitesi ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için Nuriye'nin paylaşmış olduğu mail adresine iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Nuriye and Alison. It was a pleasure to have you in IFT Talks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.